Hello, today we will meet Bibi, a fierce and resilient mother from South Africa. Bibi is the proud mom of two brave boys battling X-linked adrenoleukodystrophy, ALD. Her strength, faith, and tireless determination have turned her into a powerful advocate, not just for her sons, but for every family fighting this rare disease. Through her campaign at Saving Two Brothers, Bibi has mobilized communities, raised critical awareness, and led massive efforts to find life-saving donors for her son. Her voice carries the stories of ALD families across South Africa and beyond, bringing hope where it is needed most. Bibi, you're a true warrior mama, and we are proud to stand with you.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me here today with you.
It's my pleasure. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself and introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm a mom of two. My sons are Abu Talib and Ayub. They were diagnosed last year, June. And I think like any other ALD family, it's the first time you heard the words leukodystrophy, adrenoleukodystrophy, and very quickly you become the experts after that. So it's been a very interesting journey navigating this. Unfortunately, my oldest son is now bedridden. The disease has been very progressive in his case, while my youngest son only has adrenal insufficiency, and we just monitor him. So yeah, that's just a nutshell a bit about us. We are from Cape Town. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I know it's hard, but can you tell us the story from the very beginning, from first symptoms and all of this in order to raise the awareness and save other lives?
Yes, of course. So I'm not sure if it'll be possible with me actually to share my screen with you. Okay. So I created this last year. As you can see, it's just a handwritten note on a notepad when I was navigating this journey and trying to make sense of what we were faced with. You know, Abu Talib, he got diagnosed on the 1st of June. Up until then, he was pretty much a normal 8-year-old boy. I think I'm going to just swap to my face and then I'll change to the screen as soon as I start speaking to it. But yeah, he was pretty much a normal, he was doing well at school, he was doing karate, he was going to doing Islamic studies, he was doing, normal things, he had hobbies, he was excelling physically, and there was no major red flags. So I didn't see this coming. But once he got diagnosed, things that happened in his childhood started making a bit sense. His skin changed color and he got dark quite early. And initially I thought, he loved being outside. He loved playing in a pool. He loved, just playing in the sun. And I thought he was standing, but it obviously was one of the flags of the disease. Secondly, he struggled with handwriting in grade 1. His handwriting was very poor. I took him to an educational psychologist. She diagnosed him with ADHD and recommended that he sees an OT just to assist with his fine motor skills and his ability to cross his middle line. He also seen an eye specialist because they noticed that could be linked to his handwriting, the ability to write in a straight line. So there was a couple of things from a learning perspective. But again, given our decade and the generation, they're watching YouTube, they're watching TV, they are overstimulated. These are very normal things, It's nothing unusual, I would say. So, I gave him all the support that was necessary at the time. And, it helped. I won't say that none of it helped. It was helping, but it took him very long. So, all the additional support did help, but it did take him a while to get a grip on it. And then once he actually kind of started doing better, he just took a dip from an emotional point of view. Things that he used to enjoy, he wasn't enjoying. If I had to tell them we're going to go to the park, the typical response would be, yay. It will just be, okay. So there was this emotional detachment that he was going through, and I couldn't make sense of it. But at the time in the family, his grandfather was really ill, and he had a bit of a near-death experience with a heart attack. So, I kind of associated his emotions to what was happening in our family unit and what was going on with people that he was really close with. So, everything kind of seemed normal, seemed justified. Nothing stood out. And once he was diagnosed, and I reflected back from the skin darkening to the handwriting to he had a bit of a tongue thruster, he'd done some speech therapy. So once I started reflecting back to all these things, they actually all were red flags for adrenoleukodystrophy.
He was first diagnosed by adrenal insufficiency or Addison's disease, then later by adrenoleukodystrophy, or how was the diagnosis there in South Africa?
So, what happened to him on the day that he was diagnosed? It was a Saturday. We were walking to the car after karate. He bumped his head, and he generally has a very high pain threshold. I didn't think anything of it. And he said to me, Mom, I knocked my head. And I was like, oh my word, are you okay? And he said, no, I'm fine. And I said, okay. And we got home, and he didn't cry, nothing. It was fine. When we got home, he started vomiting and, just feeling unwell. I then took him to emergency. And when I got to emergency, they said he was having a focal seizure. So I think this was probably one of the scariest things, a focal seizure. You're so used to seizures having eye rolls and shakes and something that's so visible that you can see. And with a focal seizure, you can't see them actually seizuring. So it was a very scary thing to get this news. And he was having a focal seizure. His oxygen stats weren't good, and they immediately got him up to the pediatric ICU. CT scan on the day showed some inflammation, and the next day they got him to do an MRI the Sunday. It was still very difficult on a Sunday to get an MRI, to get radiologists, to get the specialists in. But the doctor made it happen, and we had the MRI done the Sunday. The Sunday night, I got told he has leukodystrophy. I think it was the Monday that they started doing the ACTH bloods. Once they done that, the full picture started coming. So very quickly, he got his diagnosis within a couple of days. We stayed in hospital for them to do some trials with the medication, figuring out, what dosages is correct for him, how things agree with him. And we came home a week later, and with this very heavy news. Had no idea what to expect on our journey forward. So I know a lot of adrenoleukodystrophy cases differ with how they kind of progress. In my son's case, he first lost his cognitive ability. So the minute we came home from hospital, you had to watch him all the time. He had no sense of danger. He had no sense of fear. He would eat grass. He would want to pick up stones and put it in his mouth. He would want to go outside, climb onto the house roof, climb over our gate. So he was, he just cognitively, he was not present, not himself, wasn't able to receive communication or to communicate as well. His body almost went into survival mode in that he did communicate, but he only communicated his needs. So it will be, I need the toilet, I need water, and literally in that tone. So he was only getting out his bare needs, and that was kind of our early days navigating this journey.